Welcome to The Read Along,
a mini book club for your ears.
I'm your host, Scott.
I'm your other host, Anita.
And join us on a journey through a good book,
one chapter at a time.
Do you like talking about movies? Do you like talking about mediocre movies? Do you like talking about how you could have fixed mediocre movies? Well, I certainly do, and you can listen to me, Scott C. Bourgeois, along with my co-hosts Greg Beaver and Liam Creswick, as we give our notes, and I have some notes. You can follow it now on your podcatcher of choice, or support it by visiting patreon.com/IHaveSomeNotes. Still getting used to the new setup here.
Because I'm on your other side.
Yeah, what you are unaware of in the world of not being able to see where we're recording is that for many years now, I have been recording on my rickety old corner desk, which I got when I was, I want to say, a teenager.
Probably.
It's over 20 years old, and it has survived multiple moves. Now, I need to be clear, an IKEA desk. So
sturdy IKEA desk.
Yeah, but
old IKEA desk.
But now old, having been dismantled and put back together multiple times, and was now not structurally particularly sound. And Anita, at the same time, has been working off of 2 folding tables.
Like a lady.
Yeah. So finally, just in the past week, we found some, like, fairly Spartan, but functional and sturdy L-shaped desks.
Actual proper desks.
Yes, for an incredible deal at a local furniture store. And we've set them up in the basement, and now we have like a proper office workstation. We're like 2 cubicle mates.
Or at least more proper than it was.
Yeah. Now, the difference is that my new desk is not my old corner desk, and so it's set up completely differently. And now the podcast is set up completely differently. And I'm not used to being on Anita's left side and also like not having more desk next to me here. So this is, we're still figuring out how to position ourselves, how to do this new setup.
I think what Scott is trying to say is that he is such a creature of habit that this has thrown him off.
Completely. So that's just where, and to be fair, this is the second episode that we've recorded under these new conditions. The last episode was also with the new setup, but thought I'd mention it this time in case last episode sounded weird and off. It had weird energy. That's why.
This one will also sound like that.
Weird energy or not, we have read the next chapter and we're here to discuss it.
Huzzah!
We'll start with a brief recap of our previous chapter, chapter 6 of our novel, in which quite a bit happens, actually. Gav fights off a squid attack, manages to get himself cleaned up, goes to have dinner with Her Majesty. It's kind of awkward and just a terrible meal because...
Put air quotes around the word dinner.
Yeah, because Orla, it turns out, is an enthusiastic but bad cook. And then Gav walks the princess back to her chamber, offers to teach her magic, feels like he's earned a win, only to discover that Lord Fancy Pants himself has snuck back into the castle to try to rescue her, so he turns him into a chicken. And we find ourselves at the next day as we move into Chapter 7 of Dreadful by Caitlin Rozakis. So we start in the lab.
Yeah. Magic lessons start today.
Yeah. Eliasha is there helping Gav kind of sort through all of the just destroyed paperwork.
What's left of all his burned notes.
Yeah, and Grey Beetle is also on hand, scrubbing summoning circles off the floor.
Gav's not taking that chance again.
Yeah, and Gav is actually kind of impressed. Eliasha appears to have kind of a knack for, at the very least, kind of the scholarly aspect of this.
Well, mostly she's not an idiot.
Which has previously been established.
Like, she's smart enough to recognize this handwriting matches across these pages, so they obviously go together, and these ones are burned beyond recognition, so they go in this pile over here, and...
Yeah, but more than just the handwriting, she, on a couple occasions, is just like, I kind of got the sense that these ones went together, and Gav's impressed. He's like, yeah, those ones go together. Well done. Well played.
Good job.
And then the Zoom mirror starts to like chime at him.
He gets a call.
Yeah, and he's like, oh no, everybody go hide because Zarkanar might be calling and we don't need him to see you all in the background. He gets himself like looking casual in his chair and pulls off the cover and activates the call and gets like a giant close-up of huge eyes staring at him and freaks out.
He's like, Gah!
And then the person on the other end is also like, Gah! And then it turns out to be this like Dr. Wily, mad scientist looking guy with just this ornate set of like goggles and lenses all over the place. And we learn that this is Xaxus, the third of the other evil wizards.
Yes.
The fourth member of this
I was going to say
quartet.
Triad, but I don't know that counts.
No, they're a quartet. Zarkanar.
Yeah, but Zarkanar's clearly in charge.
Zarkanar, Velevna, Xaxus, and Gavrax, the Dreadlord, are an evil quartet of dark wizards. And this is the fourth member, and we're finally meeting him. And Xaxus is very much a mad scientist.
Oh my goodness. He is the epitome of the like absent-minded professor trope, except that he's a wizard, right?
A dark wizard.
With magic.
Yeah, a dark wizard with malicious intent, who apparently is big on, shall we call it, creative transmogrification.
That is a very nice way of putting it.
He's a big fan of creating chimeras. And is showing off some of his latest creations to Gavrax. But more than that, also wanted to call and drop a line because he was just talking to Velevna the other day.
She said something was weird?
Yeah, he said, you were acting a little weird. I wanted to check in, see how things are going, make sure everything's okay. And Gavrax is like, no, we're cool. Everything's fine here now. How are you?
Yeah, basically.
And Xaxus kind of is willing to go along with that for the most part, but you can tell he's a little suspicious. Something's up.
Nah, a little, but he's also likely to forget about it.
That's true. Indeed, when Gav plays dumb with a couple of questions that he legitimately doesn't know the answer to, Xaxus is like, oh, I totally understand. If I didn't write stuff down all the time, I would forget it all as well. Of course, you remember that we're all coming there in a week because you offered to host the big ritual.
Well, and then, of course, it's not offered to host so much as it is voluntold to host.
Well, yeah, it's strongly implied that that's the case.
Right?
And Gavrax is like, yes, of course. I'm looking forward to hosting you and all of the other dark wizards here in my home in a week. And I will see you then. Good day, sir. And shuts off the call and is like,
oh, no.
Oh, dear. This is a problem. This is the point where Eliasha distinguishes her deductive ability. Because she's like, you didn't know who that was. And he's like, of course I knew who that was. It's Xaxus, one of my oldest, dearest friends. And she's like, no, I'm not buying it.
She's like, no, something's up.
Yeah.
You are different.
Yeah, and you're not acting the way that you were the day you kidnapped me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, since then, something's been off. And I've been thinking about this knowledge demon that was chasing you around.
And she's like, how much did he take?
And Gav doesn't have a comeback. And
Nope.
and he realizes in retrospect he probably could have bluffed his way out of this.
Possibly.
But I think on some level, like, he's been walking up to telling her
he really
the
has.
truth a couple times.
I brought it up in a previous chapter.
Yeah.
Like, I wish he'd just tell her because then, like, she could be an ally.
And he hasn't been willing to trust her up to this point. But now that she's pieced it together, I feel like it's almost a relief to him.
It felt like that.
Yeah, that's why he doesn't really fight it in this moment. Because he's like, oh, thank God you figured it out.
Right? And he just sort of, like, buckles and sits on the floor. Like, he just... The weight of that has just, like, crushed him.
And I feel as well, like, there's a part of him that recognizes that if he had told her, hey, I have total amnesia and have for the last couple days, I don't know who I am or what's going on or why I've kidnapped you, and we're in very serious danger, that she might not believe him. But
I think you're right.
But her having spent a couple days interacting with him and pieced it together herself, I think that makes it much more credible.
Oh, agreed. Because it's evidence that she's collected herself.
Yeah.
Right? As opposed to just trying to believe something she has been told.
And he just kind of is like, yeah, you're right. I have lost my memory. I don't remember any of what's going on. Don't really feel like a Gavrax. Really stupid name, by the way. Just calling myself Gav now. And also, no, I can't just let you go because obviously there's some dark wizards coming here in a week. And where would we go?
Also, she's wearing a magical collar
Yeah.
to keep her there
And
that he doesn't remember how to remove.
Yeah, and I mean, that it's very possible that that's knowledge that he has, and it just hasn't come up yet. Because she even points out, like, there's been a couple occasions where it's felt like you haven't remembered something until it was, like, brought to your attention, and then it comes back to you.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, yeah, that has been happening quite a lot.
He's like, yeah, that tracks. Yeah. The more we interact with Princess Eliasha, the more I like her.
And you already liked her to begin with.
And I liked her to begin with.
Yeah.
I like how smart and observant she actually is, and I think that speaks well to her character.
Yeah, and it's worth noting, he had her remove the ring before he took her for her first lessons. So she doesn't look, quote-unquote, like Princess Eliasha.
Yeah. She's like, what did they say, the softer, dumpier version?
Yeah, she's like 80% of the way there. And that's enough. She's not just like shockingly, heavenly beautiful that people don't recognize her.
Mm-hmm.
And Gav's logic behind this way, if Sirocco or the goblins notice her, they're not going to think he's wandering around with the princess.
Right.
He's just going to be like, this is my new apprentice. Don't worry. It's fine. Everything's fine. And
Everybody shut up.
He even says that to Xaxus. Because Xaxus like, who's
that?
Who's that? Because she peeks out a little bit.
Yeah, just far enough, unfortunately.
And he's like, oh, no, that's just my new apprentice. Don't mind her. And he's like, oh, okay. I see.
Apprentice,
This is why you weren't so interested in Volevna this time. I get it. We're all cool. And he's like, no, you're misreading the
He's like, no,
situation
shut up.
severely.
Although, in all honesty, he should have gone with it because it would have made a very good excuse.
Oh, fair enough. But yeah, so that is why she is not immediately recognized when a would-be hero crashes through the door.
Oh my god, here we go again.
Yeah, so apparently the king's ransom demands not having been met yet, the bounty is out. And some young idiot, armed with a bunch of magic items again, which is making Gavrax begin to suspect that he and Artharno have some kind of history,
Yes.
comes bursting in to try to rescue Princess Eliasha, who he does not realize is standing right there in the room.
Right.
And then has the gall to try to kill Gribeetle.
Oh, I was genuinely upset.
Yeah, so was Gav and Eliasha in this moment, actually.
Oh my god. And it was accidental, basically. Right?
Kinda?
More or less. He didn't. I don't even think we got to hear the name of this kid. I don't
No.
think he even said. This wizard wannabe bursts in, casts a spell, and the bird skull on the shelf goes flying into Gribeetle, like right
Impaling
in the chest,
him, yeah.
impaling him, and they all were like, ooh, like perfectly innocent little goblin just trying to do his job.
Now, in defense of the hero,
I know, in defense of the hero.
goblin guards, he may have assumed this was some kind of deadly bodyguard, and not his valet.
I know, but still, we've gotten to know this particular goblin, and I like him.
Gav defends himself from the wizard's onslaught long enough for Eliasha to whop him over the head with a pot.
No, I think it's a sandbag.
Something. The point is, he gets knocked right out.
Yeah. And so, obviously, like, he can't be trusted to not have any more magical items on him. So Gav needs to have him stripped and thrown into a cell.
Yeah, I suspect that there's going to be a growing flock of chickens in this castle very soon. But at any rate, he then rushes to Gribeetle's side and, perhaps uncharacteristically for Gavrax the Dread Lord, wastes what appears to be his one curative item, bringing him back from the brink of death.
Yeah.
Which Eliasha certainly seems to appreciate.
I appreciated it.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see him go.
No, nobody did.
I like Gribeetle.
Yeah, now it is worth noting, apparently some goblins were slain by this hero on the way in.
Here's the thing. I realize in the world of Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing games and fantasy, etc., goblins are basically hero fodder, right? Like, goblins are for killing.
I mean, there's a whole plot point in Order of the Stick, for anybody familiar with it, about how one of the main goblins is trying to cast down the order of the universe so that goblins are no longer cannon fodder.
Right?
Yeah.
The point is that they are, like, genuine characters in this book that I've gotten to like, and I don't want them all to die.
Indeed.
It speaks to the skill of our author making me care about goblins.
Quite so. So Gav is now in a pickle because his secret is out, at least to Eliasha and Gribeetle.
Gribeetle. I'm saying it right.
He's now in danger of heroes storming his castle at any
On the regular
at any given moment. 3 other very dangerous, very powerful dark wizards are all going to be showing up in a few days.
Mm-hmm. And there's supposed to be a garlic festival.
And now he needs to call off the garlic festival.
I kind of hope he doesn't call off the garlic festival. I kind of hope they find a way around that.
Yeah, and it is worth noting, he actually thinks for a moment, like, what if we just run and we let all the heroes show up at the castle and a whole bunch of dark wizards show up and they just fight each other and all of our problems solve themselves. And he's like, no, I'm not that lucky. One of those wizards would survive and they'd be gunning for us forever.
And he thought, like, I could just leave. It's like, nope, because then I'd have to leave the princess alone, and that's not okay either.
No, he can't bring himself to do that because he kind of likes her.
Right?
Yeah. So, yeah, that's where we find ourselves at the end of Chapter 7.
Yeah, potentially stopping a garlic festival. Makes me sad. Anyway, I'm keen to see where this goes. I'm genuinely interested now.
Yeah. I look forward to seeing where Chapter 8 takes us.
Me too. I'm really enjoying this book.
Yeah, you'll want to read up on that in time for next week. In the meantime, of course, as always, you can give us a little rating and a review.
Oh, yes, please. We love those.
Yeah, on your podcatcher of choice. You can also go to your social media of choice and say hi.
Sure. The standard list. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Goodreads, and Blue Sky. Not in that order. We are at the read along on most of them.
Indeed. You can also send us an email.
Oh, yes, please. Please send us an email. You can find us at thereadalong@gmail.com.
And with that said, as always, we love you very much, and we'll see you next time.
Delicious Garlic Festival.
Thank you for joining us on The Read Along with your hosts, Anita and Scott Bourgeois. All Read Along music is by Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com. Cover art is by Aaron Beaver. Be sure to join us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at The Read Along, and check out our group on Goodreads.com.